Hey guys, P. Large Caliber Constrictors. Take 2 on this video. I shot the video, got it all ready, took it downstairs, put it on the computer, no sound. Don't know what's going on. Not sure, so I gotta reshoot it real quick. So, this video today is going to be about, you just got your new snake, reptile, and what's next? What are you going to do? What do you have to get? What do you need? And that comes down to personal preference. So, I'll be right back and cue the intro. Okay, we are back. So, you just got your new snake. Okay. Let's say you get, let's pull out Loki here. Loki is a normal ball python. He's not small anymore. He's a little over 2 years old, so he's bigger than what you would probably buy from, say, a reptile show. Not that you can't get adult snakes or reptiles from a show or from Morph Market or whatever. Morph Market does have adults for sale, breeding size. So Loki is an adult normal ball python. He's one of my more forgiving kids. I've had him for a while. This is a normal ball python. Nothing, no extra genes, no recessive hets in him or anything. He is just a normal ball python. Hi. Oh yeah, I know. I love you too. When we got Loki, he was a baby. He was 110 grams maybe when we got him. I'm shooting this on my other camera today. I just wanted to give it another chance. Let me try this here. That won't work. Turn on. Work. It's not working. The remote's not working. Bear with me here. I'm holding the snake and trying to do things. So, I know why. Battery level's too low for that. So, hopefully the white balance and stuff's okay on this. If it's not good, I will shoot it for a third time. Come here, dude. I'm trying to talk. So, you go get your ball python or I don't know, bearded dragon, whatever you're into. For me, snakes. So, Loki is a big boy. Not big boy. He's an adult. But say he was 110 grams still. He's a tiny little guy. All right. We're going to put him back. He's really moving around here. Go on, dude. I know I had you out once already. So, you're looking at getting, let's say, you want to keep him in an aquarium. I don't have a 20-gallon aquarium up here in the snake room. All my 20 gallons are downstairs with the rats. So, I don't want to bring them up here and have to clean them out and whatnot because they're being used at the moment. So, that being said, right behind me here is a 40-gallon breeder. So they call it. It's a 40-gallon tank. And of course, it's the humidifier tank. This is the same size Tazzy was in for 4 years. It's a good size. It's too big for a small ball python. Not that you couldn't get something this size, but you want to make sure that your ball python has a lot of enclosures to hide behind. If you want to put plants in, you can get jungle plants. They just throw them in there. They're mainly more for aesthetics for you, but they can act as kind of a hide for your snake. Then you're going to need, let's say you want to get a 20-gallon aquarium. Sorry, I'm bouncing around a lot. 20-gallon aquarium. I know my local pet store has $1 a gallon days. That's what they call it. Where you can pick up an aquarium for $1 for the gallon. So if it's a 20-gallon aquarium, you get it for 20 bucks. And 40 gallon, got this one, same thing. 40 gallon, got it for $40. This is it's a fish aquarium. I do have a ventilated top for it, steel vent. All you need to do is, what I do to hold the humidity in something like this is I will put a towel or usually a towel on the top, and then every day or two I'll come by and I'll spritz down the towel because it'll hold moisture and it'll keep the humidity nice and high in your aquarium. They do make reptile aquariums that have the doors on the front that you can open, but those are really expensive compared to a 20-gallon aquarium. And then you're going to have to figure out, do I want to use heat lamps or do I want to use under the tank heater? I recommend belly heat, but I also recommend you have to have a thermostat with this. You have to. This will cook your snake. This goes up to well over, it's like 105, 110 degrees. That's too hot. I've seen horror stories and pictures of snakes that got burned up by their heat pads. Matter of fact, Tazzy about 7 years ago had a burn mark on his stomach that I had to treat. I felt terrible about it. I actually had the thermostat on there, and there was an other thermostat that I had, and it malfunctioned. So, yeah, it is what it is. He's fine. You can't tell he ever got hurt. He's pushing 10 years old now. He's perfectly fine. But that being said, so then you're going to need somewhere for your ball python to hide. You want him to feel secure, him or her, I'm sorry. I'll probably say him, but you're him or her ball python. Somewhere to feel secure. And you want to find a hide that's suitable for the size. They make hides smaller than this one. This is an expensive one. This one was like, I spent $28 on this. It's the plaster hides that they make. These are pretty pricey. I've got several of these. That's back years ago when I started getting into snakes. I bought, oh, that's cool, I want it. Spent a lot of money when I really didn't need to. But I also figured out, hey, there's hides out there that are $9 or $10, and they look like this. This is a Tupperware bowl I bought from Walmart. It came in a pack of 8. I have round ones too. I took my soldering iron, melted a hole, so there's no sharp edges on here, so it won't cut your snake or hurt it. It's flimsy, so it will move in case if your animal hits a rat or whatever, and it's partially in the enclosure here, it will bend and not hurt your animal. You got a pack of 8 for $7 or $8 at Walmart. It's like $1. I mean, do the math. So that falls down to the cost that you're going to spend. You're going to $20 for the aquarium. The under tank heater for a 20-gallon aquarium is probably going to run you $15. So 35. Some plants are 10, 45. Say you get 2 hides, one for the hot side, one for the cold side. You're about $47. Your substrate, another 15, about $60. And let's say you're going to put a lighting source in there. You're going to put day bulb and a night bulb. Night bulbs come in red or blue, various wattages. I recommend right around 75 watts for an aquarium this size. 60 watts is plenty for a 20-gallon because it will overheat in there if it's too much wattage on your plant. I find a 60 is about perfect for a 20, but that varies. I don't know where you're living at, so play by ear. They do make the silver lamps, or you can buy it all in one unit. If you buy it all in one unit, it's, I think the local pet store has it for $27, $26 roughly. Don't quote me on that. These prices are not exact. So now you're at about $90 for your enclosure. That's pretty doable. We use Forest Floor here. I get the big bags of Forest Floor, like $24 a bag, but they're the big ones. You can get a small 8-liter bag for $7, it's $8 at the store. Depends on what you want to use. There's the Forest Floor, there's Repta Chip, there's Cocoa Blocks, there's Repta Bark, Aspen. There's paper. You can leave them on paper towels. The printless newspaper works. There's a myriad of different things you can use for them. So, okay, then you have to look at what are you willing to spend on an animal. Loki, we picked Loki up for $70 2.5 years ago. Prices do fluctuate a lot. If you go on the morph market today and you see prices for stuff that you like, you go over there in 5 months, those prices they'll probably be different. They'll either be a little higher or a little lower. Normal ball python on morph market is going to run you about anywhere from $50 to $100. You got to remember that there's no shipping cost added into that yet. So you have to remember $50 for the snake, another $50 for shipping. So $100. Some vary. It depends on where they're shipping from. Some could be a little bit higher on their shipping cost, or right at 50. 50 is usually the norm. Because FedEx overnight is like $50. So, okay. Well, you see another snake that you really, really like, but say you only got a budget of, let's say you got $400 to buy your snake, your enclosure, make it look good, and run it, and you're thinking, okay, I like that snake there. Well, here's another ball python if she doesn't bite me. She's a little temperamental sometimes. Come here, sweetie. This is another normal ball python. It's a female. She's, when she got here, she was 200 grams, right around 200. Now she's close to 7, a little over 7 now. She's about ready for a new tub, in fact. She is a normal, but she's also het for piebald, het pied. So she carries one part of that recessive gene. The recessive genes, mommy and daddy each have a part to make a visual. So mom has to pass on, and dad has to pass on that recessive. And if the baby gets it, it will be het for pied, or it will be visual piebald. I'll show you what that is here in a minute. She is a little bit more expensive than what we paid for Loki. I paid close to $300 for her. No, take that back. She was about $150-ish, $150 to $200. The $300 snake I'll show you here in a minute. She was not that expensive. She's a little more expensive than what Loki was because of that recessive gene that she has in her. She's a good girl. She's bit me more times than any other snake in this room. So she's a good girl. Once I get her out of her tub, she's fine. Very food aggressive though. She loves to eat. She eats frozen, thawed, or alive. I think she likes the live a little bit more, but she does eat frozen, thawed. And we'll get into that here in a second. I'll talk about that in a minute. All right, come here, sweetie. I'll put you back in here. Go on. I know. You'll get your new tub in a couple more weeks. We'll let you grow up a little bit more, and then we'll go from there. So you're gonna say you see you want to get het pied. I want to look into that, or het clown, or het axanthic. I can never say that right. There's a lot of recessives out there. Clown and pied probably being the most famous. Clown being the best out of that probably. One of my favorites though is pied. I wanted to get into the pied, so I have a couple. I've got 4 snakes here that are 3 het pieds and 1 visual pied, female. We're going to pull her out right now. Let me get some hand sanitizer. That was bad. Didn't do that the last time. So, alright, here we go. Alright, hopefully this video is good. If it's not, it's looking okay in the camera. I don't know, I can't tell. This camera's a piece of crap, but it works downstairs when I'm vlogging, so I'm trying to get this to work. It won't turn on. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to stop this real quick and I'm going to put the other battery in because this one's about shot. So hang on a minute. Wait, find a button. Okay, there we go. Battery's changed. The other battery's about to die, so let's see if this works any better. So, as I was saying, I'm going to go ahead and pull out my pied girl. No, hi, sweetie. I'm going to bug you again. I know. You're fine. There we go. She is freshly shed. She shed yesterday. She had a little bit of stuck shed on her, so she got a nice soak. This is our pied female. This is Pinky. Yeah, I'm probably end up doing this video with another camera. She's our normal pied. She cost me $300 before shipping. So, that being said, it all comes down to what you want to spend. If you've got a $400 budget, you can actually make this work if you buy her from a show. You can get her for probably $300, no shipping cost. You probably won't find something like this at a pet store, which I don't think they ever have anything like this there. I've never seen one. She will grow up to be a very pretty girl. She developed over the last few months a couple of, I don't know if they're paradoxes or what they are. You could call them paradox, I guess. She got a couple spots on her. I don't believe that'll be genetic. That's part of her pattern trying to push through, I think. She is just a normal pied. She's very good. She came to us 120 grams. She's over 700 now. She is very, very good. No signs of slowing down either. So she started on frozen thawed, and now I feed her live. She started to kind of not lose interest, I guess, in the frozen thawed, but she stopped, eating every week for me on the frozen thawed stuff. So started using live with her, and she hasn't stopped. The only time she won't eat is if she is in shed, which she did not eat for me last week, but she was in the shed. So, come on. All right, sweetie. All right. So, $400 budget. You can pick her up. Something like her. You can't have her. She's mine. No touchies. Pick up a pied from a show around $300. Sometimes you find a little cheaper. If it's a male, you might get them for $250. Pick up your setup, your heat sources. You want to get a thermostat. Don't skimp out on the thermostat. But if you have a budget of $400, you can get everything you need except for the thermostat. Now, you can't really, it's right here in the edge of the screen here. This is a Herbstat 1 Basic. That is a $100 thermostat. Spend the money on a good thermostat, because, like I said, I had that cheap thermostat when I first started, and it shorted out, and Tazzy got burned. I was beside myself when that happened. Don't skimp on it. If you buy your enclosure and you get it all set up and you have it ready to go, and you want to get your animal, I know how it is. You get really excited, and you have to wait maybe till next payday to get your thermostat. Wait the extra time. If anything, you can always put a down payment on the animal, and they will hold it for you until you're ready for it. And most breeders will give you like 90 days to pay it off or whatnot. Just send them a message. Talk to them about it. Say you really want it, but you have to wait. You have equipment coming. They'll be fine, and more than happy to work with you on it. So then you get your thermostat in. Plug it in. Plug your heat pad into it. Let it run for a day or two. Get your heat set to where you want it. You want about a 90-degree hot spot. As close as you can get it to 90 degrees. If it's a little over, you're fine, but don't go way up past 90 degrees. If it's 91, you're fine, leave it. Ideally, you want it to be 90 degrees on top of your substrate, whatever substrate you're using. I find mine like to dig into the substrate, so I try and keep it. I have mine running a little high on my racks, because the racks lose temperature on these a little bit as you go down. It's about a 4-degree difference-ish. So I have it running a little high on my settings, but that keeps it good. Snakes on the top of the rack don't mind. Matter of fact, I have one girl, she's showing signs of nesting right now. I'm excited. This is my first season of breeding, so I'm excited about that one. And there's a little Oreo in the background. So you get your thermostat, you get all your stuff, you get your aquarium, you get that all set up, you let it run for a couple of days, and now you're ready to get your animal. Pay the money for your animal, the rest of the money for your animal, or buy your animal outright, get shipped to your house. You get it in, what do? You take that animal, make sure your hides are nice and clean, whatever you're using. I always wash stuff off when I buy from the store, so put it in there. Let your snake chill out for a week at least, if you have to. If it's in an aquarium, cover with a black towel or black something, tarp, something. But I use rack systems now. Tazzy's been in his aquarium since I got him, so he's been good with that. Are these better to use for ball pythons than an aquarium is? Yes. And is aquarium better to use than these? Yes. I mean, that's just up to you. They both work. I use the racks because it's less space. So yeah, it's all up to preference. If you want to use it, use it. I will say the tubs are a little bit easier to maintain as far as that goes. But I know if you're buying it as a pet, you want to be able to see them every day. Excuse me, and pull them out and play. So right around, let's say $170. We'll go $70 for your ball python, $100 for your enclosure and setup, $170, and then you can get. I use this thermostat. I've had it forever. I had a Brazilian ball python. That came out wrong. Brazilian rainbow boa back in the day, and she had gotten sick and she had passed. But I used this thermostat on her enclosure. This is just a Zilla thermostat. I used it every day. I still use it on my quarantine tubs. It works flawless. I spent $15 on this thing. So this does work. If you're going to use it for like the thermostat here, I recommend buying a better thermostat now that I've used them. But these do work. I'm not going to knock them. It's a little bit harder to get your temperatures dialed in on this one because it's a dial instead of the digital readout. If this fails, you're not going to know. If it shuts off or stops working, you won't know. I get an alarm. If this goes past a certain temperature, it'll start alarming, beeping really, really loud. So, I mean, it's just up to you. If you want to get a thermostat like this, they do work. But I would say save a little bit more money and get yourself one of those. Or even go to Reptile Basics. And Vivarium Electronics has thermostats. They're good. I've never used them, so I can't speak for them. But they have a Vivarium Electronics. I can't remember what it's called. It's VE100, I think. It's like $90. But yeah, I would use that. I use this primarily now for my quarantine tubs. And I have however big a piece of heat tape I need, depending on how many tubs that I'm quarantining at the time. So what I do is I'll do my tubs, set them up in a row, and put the heat tape underneath. Hook this up to it, set it at 90, 94, 95 on this, and it keeps it right about the right temperature in the tub. So, I mean, it's up to you what you want to use. But I do recommend not skimping on your thermostat. It'll be beneficial for you in the long run. I have the Herpestat 1 there. Got a Herpestat 2 over on the other rack, and I actually have a Herpestat 6 running my racks here off camera. But I'm getting too long now. I'm rambling. I will check this out, see if it's good. If not, I'll reshoot the video tomorrow morning, and I will post it probably tomorrow. Because I'm off work tomorrow. I gotta go get ready for my real job, my full-time job. So until next time, guys, I hope everyone is doing well, and I will see you all in the next video. Oh, I gotta do my plug. Sorry. Like, share, subscribe. Go over to Instagram. Check out Large Caliber Constrictors over on Instagram. Almost forgot to do this. Go over to Patreon if you want to help support the channel. Check out stuff over there. I've got new stuff over there. I'd like to do more live stuff. There's only a handful of people there over on Instagram or over on Patreon. So I do see them. 2 of them I see, so I really don't do any live there. 1 I don't see, but I've messaged him a couple of times. He was my very first subscriber, and thanks, Christian. You're crazy as hell, but thanks a lot. So, and my wife is on there, and my mom's on there. So yeah, there's only a handful of people on there. So if you want to help support this, go over there, check it out. If I get enough interest, I will start doing live question and answer stuff over there. If anything, I can do some question and answer stuff here. And that comes too. If you have any questions about this and stuff that I've talked about, or in some of my other videos, please message me. I'm on Instagram every day. I'm usually here on YouTube. I get a notification if I get a message, so I will answer you as quickly as I can. All right? Until next time, guys. I'll see you later.